We run 2 heads into 2 cabinets. Our front of house guy doesn't want all the guitar blasting into the vocal mics and stuff, so our backline is actually here. So these 2 are Billie's, those 2 are Jason White's, and then Jeff Matika plays out of that last one. The one sitting on top is just, we got an extra.
Is there anything specific, I guess, with speakers versus, Billie to Jason? Are they the same to get that same?
These cabs are really old, and honestly, nothing sounds better than old speakers that have, that can be like 5 or 6 years old, and these could probably even older than that.
Do you know which speakers they are?
30s, pretty much in everything. Yeah. These heads were at Woodstock back in, what year was that? 94 or whatever it was. Pete and Meat, but I repainted them and stuff for some other show they did. So anyways, the mods in this, we call this the Dookie mod. It's also the Bradshaw gain mod.
What, I guess, to divulge a little, secrets,
it cascades the front end and puts a master volume on it. And then this mod, the SE lead mod, that adds a tube to it for even more gain. And the way we run the heads, there's really only one way to, this is it, all the knobs pretty much straight up, and the master and gain at like 10 o'clock. You turn it up any louder or any more gain, it doesn't really sound that great. And Billie's tone really isn't about tons of gain. It's not. It's actually cleaner than you would think it is. His technique playing and using the pick is more where the sound comes out of it. And he'll turn the guitar down and clean it up and pop it back up. So the main sounds we have for Billie would be this clean tone, and then we have a middle tone. And the clean and the mid are actually from this preamp here. This the custom audio. What's the S3 Plus SE thing? We only use the top 2 channels, our clean channel, and then the mid. And we're trying to mimic, imagine a small 10-inch combo amp just cranked up all the way. So all the lows are cut out, all the mids are up.
So that's where you're getting the preamp power, and then the heads are for the power.
What we've done is we had all the heads modded with a preamp out, power amp back in, so we can swap out preamps and always use the Marshall power section. So the mid sound would be like the top of American Idiot, that ding, 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 and then it blows up into the big sound that we have there. And then the only thing effect-wise, we were doing a delay and some stuff for Kill the DJ, but we're not doing that at the moment. The blues driver, and that's it. And I'll just kind of, depending upon the song, manipulate that just to get feedback or gain or whatever. We have this head actually runs 2 cabinets in the back line. They're not all plugged in, but one of them actually is, and that helps him get a little more feedback and stuff like that. Welcome to Paradise would be it.
I was going to say, is there anything that he does specific to get, those tones, or is everything pretty set, and he gets, from Welcome to Paradise out to Make Out Party from new albums?
Nothing really changes as far as this stuff goes. Other than the 3 main sounds, all the changes come from swapping guitars in his hands, yeah. That's about it.
All right, so how is this all wired up, and how are you getting the signal path all the while from the amps, pedals to Billie?
We come in out of our wireless into a RJM IS8, which I'm not sure if it's the actual production piece, but he made a couple of these up for me. It's an 8-input switcher, because you got to have a lot of channels. And then those outputs go split off either into input for the 3 Plus or the 2 inputs on the Marshalls. And then using the looper, so here's our clean channel. We've got the SE input is open, and then the left and right SE outputs go into each power amp of the Marshall. And so our mid is the same signal path, but we're going into the second channel, which is our sort of mid-rangey kind of tone. And then our big channel pretty much takes this out of the loop, and it's just the Marshall front end into the Marshall power section. And then our effect, we just switch in that blues driver pedal, and using the RG16 is the other unit, and then the Mastermind.
When is the boss pedal kicked on? Like any particular songs, or is it just whenever?
His solos.
Okay.
Pretty much, there's situations where I'm going between, clean and big, like this much, to keep things, really quiet and loud and so forth and so on. It's the impact, these heads. This one's set up a little cleaner. Chris explained it over there. Sort of a vintage tone, and this would be more of like an 80s metal kind of sound. And blended together, you can get a lot of punch and a lot of impact just hitting a chord. And again, a lot of that is Billie's technique and how he plays. You saw this black guitar, the front end just ground in there. You know, I'm wondering, and you know, the wood between the frets wearing away, and a lot of pick powder everywhere.